Trevor Lawrence says the Jags have their best team. He also says that he's going to bring a Super Bowl to Jacksonville. Should we be sleeping on Trevor Lawrence? Spoiler alert, I kind of am. I'm kind of not. Let's go inside the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is.
All right, so Trevor Lawrence got introduced as a very rich man today, and he had some interesting things to say about the Jags and what he believes they can be. He said they have their best team. He also said that he believes that they can be a Super Bowl contender eventually. I'm going to ask you this question: Do you think that we are sleeping on the Jaguars when it comes to the Texans? In other words, have we gone from one year where the Jags were projected to win 12 games and the Texans weren't expected to do a damn thing, to now maybe we're just taking it too far and we've gone from one extreme to the next? For me, the answer is, am I sleeping on the Jags? I'm not sleeping on the Jags as far as a team that is gonna be a tough out and could easily win the AFC South. I think the Jags could easily win the AFC South. Would it shock me? No. I think they've improved their D-line a lot. I think Trevor Lawrence last year, if we're gonna be fair to Trevor Lawrence, we've got to at least acknowledge that he was really, really banged up, and he played through a lot of pain that not too many quarterbacks could play through. But as far as the Jags being a team that can hoist the Lombardi at the end of the year, I'm definitely sleeping on the Jags from that perspective. Do I think the Jags have a chance to win the division? Do I think they have decent odds right now? If you look at the odds, and I actually saw Texans Cap put these up earlier today, the odds to win the AFC South. Uh, and I'm gonna bring this up to the screen for a second. This was Texans Cap talking about the odds, and I just want to look at these because it's night and day from what it was last year. You look at the AFC South, the Texans are basically even money. So you bet $100, you're going to win 105. That's not terrible value, but it's not great value. Jacksonville's damn near 3-1. Not the worst value. The Colts are excellent value at 330 plus 330. You bet $100 on the Colts. You're gonna if you hand the person, and I like to go old school. I like to bet in the sports book. You hand them 100, they're gonna give you back 430. So you're gonna get plus 430. Andrew in the building. I'm doing very, very well, my friend. Tyler says this is the best division, has been top to bottom, at least of right now. I think every team could win the division. Titans are the longest shot. Regardless, Texans winning 12 in the division. The theme of tonight, and it's going to be a quick one because it's a slow news day. Although I would recommend going and checking out the Bobby Slowick video. I'm sleeping on the Titans. You might as well throw away money if you're going to bet on the Titans to win this division. I am 100% snoozing on the Titans. I'm not sleeping on the Jags as far as them having a chance to win the division. I'm not doing that. But I am 100,000%. I am sleeping on the Tennessee Titans having a chance to win this division. This AFC South division ain't the old AFC South, so the Texans must keep reinventing themselves because our division foes keep getting better. What's up, Landry? What's up, Space Age? I think that's a good point. I think this is a really, really good division. I do find it interesting that the Texans are that much of an overwhelming favorite, which leads me to wonder, with all this attention that the Texans are getting, and all this attention that the Texans, what's up, HK? Uh, are does Las Vegas really think the Texans are this much better than Indianapolis or Jacksonville? Or much like whenever the Cowboys, their odds and their betting lines are always kind of jacked up, just like the Steelers and the Packers, because people like to bet on them. Are people just all of a sudden looking at the Texans as kind of the popular team and betting on them. Because if you look at this, let me just put this in perspective. And this is a fair channel. Appreciate everyone for coming through. It's the locker room with your boy Landry Locker here on YouTube. So let's just look at this from the perspective of what you think the Texans might be and what you may or may not think the Jags and Colts are. Two teams that could have easily won the division last year, and I'm sure that they both feel that they've improved their football teams, and I think they both have good cases in saying such things. Do you really think that the gap between, let's say, Detroit and Green Bay is that much closer than the gap between the Texans and Jags or Colts? Like, if we're being honest with ourselves, do you really believe that? And this might speak to the popularity of the Texans again, but Philadelphia and Dallas right there. You're looking at plus 100, plus 145. So they're saying those teams are pretty equal. And again, the Cowboys lines get kind of jacked up. Are you telling me that the Houston Texans, for as excited as we are and as much as they've improved their football team, are you telling me that they are an even money team compared to 3-1 with Jacksonville and Indianapolis? My answer would be hell no. So I'm sleeping, and again, the theme of the night is sleeping. I'm sleeping on the Texans being that much of a favorite. That's a lot right there, especially when you look at this other stuff. Like, I understand San Francisco being a minus 195 favorite. Detroit and Green Bay, I get that that's close. But how is the gap between the Texans, Jags, Colts, and Titans that far ahead? I think that's a little crazy. Now, I like these odds. I got the Texans last year at 9-1 to win the AFC South. I bet on the field against Jacksonville. John McClain had to give me $100 because I took the field against Jacksonville last year. I took those. 00161 says he can't sleep on D Hop. He's still elite. I'm sleeping on D Hop. I'm 100% sleeping on D Hop. Brandon says the Texans won the division with less last year. They absolutely did, but it's a year to year type of league. Jacksonville improved their squad into Indianapolis. I'm not sitting here saying the Texans shouldn't be the favorite, but that much of a gap, kind of a lot. Sleeping on that a little bit. Jacksonville favored over Indy is crazy. The Indy value is weird to me. I don't know how you can get the Colts at damn near 3.5-1. And I know we hate the Colts around here, rightfully so. F the Colts. But you're telling me with Jonathan Taylor for a full season, I'm not even going to say Anthony Richardson, with an improved receiving core, with an improved defense, you're telling me that the Indianapolis Colts 3.5-1, that's good odds. So, yeah, I'm sleeping on the Jags when it comes to being a Super Bowl squad, and I'm sleeping on Trevor Lawrence saying he's going to bring a Super Bowl. I just don't believe in it. I don't think you're going to win a Super Bowl with Trevor Lawrence unless you put together a hell of a defense. Unless you put together a hell of a defense. Now, let's quit giving the Jags their props. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. Again, this is going to be a shorter one, shorter edition of the Locker. Let me put the damn neon sign on too. Gonna do some work in the room pretty soon. Um, but let me ask you this, and there's a right answer to this because it is Trevor Lawrence Day. What's the craziest thing on the internet right now? I know that's a really, really dangerous question to ask. But what would you say is the craziest thing on the internet right now? Some of these answers may be inappropriate, but I'll just go ahead and tell you the answer. The answer is Trevor Lawrence comps. I can't get enough of these. And I understand the Urban Meyer situation was an absolute disaster. You can make a case that was one of the most hires gone wrong in NFL history. He didn't even last a year. He was rubbing up on that co-ed as the team flew back. The team sucked. The offense was terrible. It was awful. It was embarrassing. But let's take a look at these Trevor Lawrence, some of these comps, and they are mind blowing when you actually look at them. And we all remember The we all remember the Davis Mills, Trevor Lawrence heading into year 2 comparisons. We all remember that. But man, when you look at some of these a few years in, and it is absolutely insane. And when the Mills stuff was going on, I was rolling my eyes. But let's just look at some of these. This is Trevor Lawrence. This this is Blake Bortles' first 50 career starts with Trevor Lawrence, okay? Blake Bortles had more passing yards, way more touchdowns, more interceptions significantly, pass TD to INT rate, slightly worse, and the yards per attempt pretty similar. That's Blake Bortles. So I get the dismissing of the of Trevor Lawrence rookie year, but that's fascinating. All right, let's go to Mac Jones, okay? The backup quarterback in Jacksonville right now. By the way, if you want to dismiss Trevor Lawrence's rookie year, it's only fair that we dismiss Mac Jones when he had effing Bill O'Brien, and then he had Matt Patricia and Joe Judge overseeing the offense. I think it's only fair that we look at that. Here's Trevor Lawrence versus Mac Jones career stats. This is from at Sleeper NFL. Trevor Lawrence has more yards, 46 to 58 touchdowns, 36 INTs to 39. The passer rating, Mac Jones is better. And Mac Jones is 18 and 24. Trevor Lawrence is 20 and 30. That's pretty wild. Now let's get even wilder. This is from Bobby Belt. Bobby Belt up there in Dallas. He's at 105.3 The Fan. He sent this to me when I was talking about these Trevor Lawrence things. Let's localize it a little bit. Local legend. This is Case Keenum versus Trevor Lawrence. Few years into their career. 58 to 59 Keenum. Less interceptions, Keenum. More yards per attempt, Keenum. Higher passer rating, Keenum. Win-loss record 26 and 24 for Keenum, 20 and 30 for Trevor Lawrence. I'm just saying. That's pretty damn rough. That's really, 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 really rough. Speaking of rough, I don't know if this is a good transition or not. I want to give a shout out to one of the loyal loyal followers of the channel and the radio program. Dom from Jersey. So Dom from Jersey, he lives in Jersey. He's a Texans fan. He's been a Texans fan for a while. And this isn't just any baby. You can see that. You can see the Texans beanie right there with the baby. You can see Dom rocking his CJ jersey and his Texans hat. So Dom actually came in town last season for a game against the Indianapolis Colts. He came with some buddies, and they took on the Texans game. Him and a lot of his friends tailgated, all that type of stuff. During that time, Dom and his girl, shout out to her, they had a baby, or they made a baby. And if you line up the Colts game with right now, that was when this baby was made. So not only did he come to Houston from Jersey for a Texans game, they made a baby. And then in Jersey, he's rocking the new CJ jersey, the cap, and he's got the Texans in he's got the baby in the Texans gear. Pretty damn impressive. To say the very least. No doubt. But shout out to Dom in Jersey. Shout out to everyone for joining the locker room. Y'all know I'm usually going longer. Today's going to be a little bit shorter. Quite frankly, I just kind of want to go get cheeseburger, man. Being honest, I kind of just want to go get me some late night Whataburger. It's kind of one of those cravings, when you have that craving, and it doesn't have to be because of the
high grade marijuana called Kush on the streets. Did you know what that was?
Now I do.
Me neither.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be because of that. Just sometimes you crave a little Whataburger. Now, sometimes it is because of that. You never know. But I'm going to swarm to Whataburger. Appreciate everyone for rolling through. The business is about to pick up. Got some exciting stuff lined up shortly. Go check out the Slowick video. It's definitely slow news time, but go ahead and swarm to that Slowick video.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
And always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for joining the locker room. And I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. I'll have some more content. We'll go a little bit longer tomorrow. But just let me know. Answer the question. What are you sleeping on? Are you sleeping on the Jags? Because I damn sure am. And the other thing I'm going to confess, and I'm going to bring this up tomorrow, kind of sleeping on the 2024 impact of this draft class for the Texans. In the spirit of fairness, I'm not seeing much impact in 2024, which could be fine. I'm just not seeing it. I feel like we're trying to force it. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Enjoy yourselves. Tyler says Whataburger on you. Tyler, you're the man, dude. Good Lord. You are my guy. I appreciate y'all very much. I ain't getting no dad bod, Derek. I'm sitting slim right now. I went to the doctor the other day, 6'6", 243 on them folks. People don't get that. I'm not trying to be hardo, but 6'6", 243, baby. I ain't working on no dad bod. Trying to get that off. Although I might actually add some chicken. Hell, it's almost 11. I might have to add some damn taquitos, especially since T.O. Hooking it up. Appreciate y'all for coming through. We'll get to Kenyon Green as well. Appreciate y'all for coming through. I got a hot take on Damian. I haven't heard anyone mention. I'll tell you live tomorrow. Thank you very much. Look forward to that, Sarah. 20 will get you plenty of water. 20 will get you 2 meals, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Subscribe, like, ride along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Have a good one.
Let's get it. Hey, locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every